Yesterday I was at Comerica Park for an offbeat auto show. That was really fun, but today I'm doing something a little bit fancier. I'm at the Detroit Institute of Arts in Midtown Detroit for the Concours d'Elegance. Because I am a geek, I will start by saying that Concours d'Elegance is a French term referring to a competition of elegance. There are many different classic car shows that use this term, with Pebble Beach being the most prestigious. This is the first year for the show in the city of Detroit, with it previously being held at the Inn at St. John in Plymouth, Michigan, and for many years before that at Meadowbrook Estate in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Enough talk, let me show you around to see if you can guess some of the cars before I reveal their name. This muscle car is painted in sassy grass green. It has a 440 cubic inch Super Commando V8 engine. It's a 1971 Plymouth GTX, which was the top of the line package above the Roadrunner.
This particular car is painted in what's called Big Bad Orange. They had three colors, Big Bad Green,
In the early days of the automobile, gasoline stations were few and far between, so a number of manufacturers offered battery-powered vehicles like this 1917 Detroit Electric. Interesting. Here are a couple of American sports cars from the 1950s. This American sports car had a beautiful fiberglass body, like the Corvette. Unlike the Corvette, it had doors that slid into the front fenders. Unfortunately, it was painfully underpowered, with only 90 horsepower. It's the very pretty 1954 Kaiser Darrin. This American sports car is just as old as the previous one, but it was fully powered by a 300-plus horsepower Chrysler V8. The body was built in Turin, Italy, with final assembly in West Palm Beach. They only built 25 production cars to comply with Le Mans racing rules for manufacturers. This street-legal race car is a 1953 Cunningham C3. The next group of cars are attributed to the legendary GM design chief, Harley Earl. Okay, it's a Cadillac. It's painted in a color called Persian sand. Not to be outdone, it claims to have tail fins even taller than the 1957 Chryslers. It's a two-door convertible, but it's as long as a modern Chevrolet Suburban. It's a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz. This is a concept car owned by General Motors. Tail fins were inspired by World War II fighter planes, but this car took it further into the jet age. It never went into production, but Harley Earl loved it so much that it became his daily driver. It's a 1951 GM LeSabre concept, not officially a Buick, but they took inspiration from it. This concept car predated the LeSabre and predated World War II. It was designed by Harley Earl himself, and it is an actual Buick. It's the 1938 Buick Y-Job, and it's considered the industry's first concept car. This car was manufactured by Cadillac, but it goes by a different name. Cars from this sub-brand were designed by a fresh new designer from California, Harley Earl. It's a 1927 LaSalle Model 303. This car sounds like it would come from Germany, but it was built in Indiana. It has a straight-eight engine with 4 valves per cylinder and dual overhead cams. Wow. Helping it win multiple Indianapolis 500s. This expensive Model J was designed to take on the best cars in the world and debuted just before the Great Depression. It's a 1931 Duesenberg Model J Murphy Roadster. The exterior color of this car is called silver, but it's amazing and deserves a better name. The SS100 has a 3.5-liter 6-cylinder engine that can propel it to 100 miles an hour. It's a 1938 Jaguar SS, and yes, that's the proper way to say it. But no, SS does not stand for Super Sport. It either stands for Swallow Sidecar or Standard Swallow. See how the logo is a bird? I'll put a link to a more detailed explanation of the name origin. Apparently, it's a Ford with a horse logo on the hood. The headlights, though, pop up. The engine's in the rear. What the hey is this? It's the 1962 Ford Mustang I concept, and it's powered by a German-built 91 cubic inch four-cylinder engine. What a strange start to this American icon. Next to the 1962 Mustang I concept is the 1963 Mustang II concept. You can see how, aside from the futuristic headlight covers, the final production design begins to take form. That black Mustang next to it is a 1964 production model. And both it and the Mustang II concept sport fake rear air intakes that mimic the actual rear air intakes of the original mid-engine Mustang I concept. Last one. The logo should look familiar, but it's not entirely an Audi. It says Monza on the front for the racetrack where it set multiple world records. The four rings represent the union of German automakers Horsch, Wanderer, DKW, and Audi. It's a front-wheel drive 1959 Auto Union Monza with a three-cylinder DKW engine. I hope you enjoyed this classy stroll through the Detroit Concours d'Elegance. I enjoyed putting it together, so if you like this kind of thing, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see what else I do next. I'm Mike the Car Geek. You stay classy.
And thanks for stopping by.
But mainly, stay classy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy. Ron Burgundy.